Tomorrow afternoon as well, I believe.
Yeah, tomorrow you will have to. Oh, okay. Everybody hears. Everybody hears. So you saw it all. The question was not on the investigation itself, but on the legality of the investigation and on the mandate. Who is supposed to give a mandate for such investigation? And it clearly proceeds from 2231 and the implementation note in the note on the implementation 2231 that it is the Security Council which is entitled and obliged to give a green light to any investigation related to the alleged violations of 2231. That's point one. Point two, we posed a direct question to the legal counsel, how UN interprets this situation. Unfortunately, we have not heard the reply, and I'm planning to send a letter to the Secretary General requesting him to answer our inquiry. And thirdly, I was a bit astonished that our colleagues were basically confirming the illegal practices, justifying by them another illegal practice that they are willing to engage in by referring to previous practice of the 2231 contact point to conduct investigations. As you know, 2231 contact point is neither a group of experts nor the sanctions committee. It's a part of the Secretariat, and then again brings us back to the question: who is entitled to make those investigations, and who is entitled to give its approval to such investigations to start.
Ambassador, the UN lawyer said that absent any new guidance from the Security Council, they would continue to prepare the reports as they have done previously. So do you feel like this meeting might have backfired on you a little bit?
Why? The report is a semi-annual event. It has the current situation and the discussion that we had has nothing to do with the report itself. The report is a regular thing. The report may reflect that this request was made, but the decision on how to proceed with that request can only be made by the Security Council.
So, Ambassador, in terms of the possible investigation into the drones that were used by Russia in Ukraine, allegedly, the legal counsel didn't say anything. No, but does that mean that your threat to withdraw cooperation if the Secretary General does decide to launch the investigation?
I would not link these things. We would seek the clarification from the Secretary General on our request, and then we'll see how the Secretariat will fare with this one and how it will react to our.
But in terms of withdrawing cooperation, your Deputy Ambassador said the other day, if he
not just Deputy Ambassador, I
you
was
as
saying
well.
that in my statement.
Yes, but
yes.
So you are still threatening to withdraw cooperation. What would that actually mean?
I wouldn't call
what
threatening to withdraw cooperation, but of course we will be viewing our cooperation in the light of the reaction of the Secretariat to our legitimate concerns.
Ambassador, a question on the grain deal. Martin Griffiths said he's relatively optimistic that it'll get renewed, extended for a longer period, possibly expanded. What can you tell us about negotiations?
I'm happy that Martin is relatively optimistic that the grain deal is extended, but we still have to see the implementation of the second part of the deal before any decisions are made on that.
And what can you explain a little bit about exactly what Russia needs to see to?
Russia needs to see the export of its grain and fertilizers in the world market, which has never happened since the beginning of the deal.
What's the main hurdle to that?
Oh, I think I've been saying that long time already. The hurdles remain the same. This is insurance. This is transactions. This is ports of call for our ships. These are mainly three. These are fertilizers that were arrested in European ports, which we committed to distribute free of charge to the countries in need, which are still being kept there, slowly being sort of destroyed, because this kind of fertilizers cannot be kept indefinitely, if not put to use in due time. So these are the main things which were there on the agenda a few months ago, and they still are the same. We recognize that the Secretary General and his team are trying to do their best to resolve those issues, but unfortunately it's not just on them that it depends upon, and the issue is still there.
Mr. Ambassador, what are you expecting from tomorrow's meetings? What outcomes, and will the IAEA Director, Mr. Grossi, be addressing the Council at an open meeting?
I don't know. I'm not sure that will be an open meeting, but I know that Director General Grossi will be here to brief us. Yes.
And what's the point of your meeting on biological weapons? Just give us a clue what that's about.
That's in continuation of what happened earlier this year. We accumulated a lot of data on that thing. You know that we had a meeting in Geneva within the scope of the Biological Convention itself, and we think that it's high time we started the investigation which is provided for in the articles of the CBM.
But it's not like dirty bomb. You don't believe that there is an imminent use plan. You made a claim that Ukraine was about to use a dirty bomb potentially. Do you believe they're about to use a biological weapon?
That's not exactly about that. That's about the biological convention as such, and of course, and the role of the U.S. in biological programs in Ukraine.
Ambassador, if Russia withdraws from the grain deal, how will you get your ammonia out without any UN help?
So far, UN help was not so helpful. We didn't get our
But it's
money
better than nothing.
with or without UN.
What's your alternative?
Ambassador, could I just ask you one further question? A lot of countries are concerned that North Korea might be, again, sort of on the edge of conducting its 7th nuclear test. If that happens, first of all, does Russia have any concerns that this is about to happen? And if so, what should the Council do?
Well, let's solve problems as they arrive. I wouldn't speculate it before anything happens, but of course the prospect of it is not a very welcome.
Should there be new sanctions if that happens?
Do not preclude, do not replace and substitute the Security Council itself.
Mr. Ambassador, what's the point of sending 310 pages letter to the members of the Security Council?
That's the whole body of evidence that we have on our claims on the violation of the Biological Convention.
Who prepared this? Is the mission, or you have a panel of experts?
Competent agencies, of course. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ambassador.
Thank you.